Y'all ready for this Black History read? I love reading these reads, y'all. They say you need to know where you come from so you can know where you're going. I mean, I think that's what our people forgetting. Where they come from. Where you come from. Hold your head up. Okay, here we go. So today I'm going to do my Black History read on Hattie, a female. I did 2 men's. I'm going to do 2 females. So I'm trying to keep it balanced. On Hattie Mcdaniel. Here we go. June 10th summary. June 10th. She was born June 10th, 1893. She died October the 26th. I just lost a lot of battery life. 1952. Was an American actress, singer, songwriter, and comedian. For her role as Mammy in Gone with the Wind. I love that movie, y'all. I got that movie. We haven't watched that movie in a long time. Me and the girls used to watch it like once a year. And that was Gone with the Wind in 1939. She won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Okay, you go, Hattie. Becoming the first African American to win an Oscar. Whoop. She has 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Dead. Ring. I might have to pause, y'all. Give me a battery. That's okay. She was inducted into the Black Filmmakers Hall of Fame in 1975. I was born by that time, y'all. I had made my entrance into the world. Watch out, world. Here comes Sharon. And in 2006, she became the first Black Oscar winner honored in a U.S. postage stamp. In 2010, she was inducted into the Colorado Women's Hall of Fame. You hear that, baby? She in Colorado. In addition to acting, Mcdaniel recorded 16 blues sides between 1926 and 1929 and was a radio performer and television personality. She was the first Black woman to sing on radio in the United States. Wow. She was the first Black woman to sing on radio in the United States. Mcdaniel, although she appeared in over 300, films, she received screen credits for only 83. Won't they do it? Mcdaniel experienced racism and racial segregation throughout her career, and notably was unable to attend the premiere of Gone with the Wind in Atlanta because it was held at a whites-only theater. At the Oscar ceremony in Los Angeles, she sat at a segregated table at the side of the room. Sad times. In 1952, McDaniel died due to breast cancer. Her final wish to be buried in Hollywood Cemetery was denied due to the graveyard Her final wish to be buried in Hollywood Cemetery was denied due to the graveyard being restricted to whites only at that time. Make sense. Okay, details. McDaniel was the youngest of 13 children. Let that just sink it in right there. Just let that sink in. What? 13. 19, 11, 12, 13. Her mama had me beat by 4. McDaniel was the youngest of 13 children. Was born in 1893 to formerly enslaved parents in Wichita, Kansas. Her mother, Susan Hobart, was a singer of gospel music, and her father, Henry McDaniel, fought in the Civil War with the 22nd United States Colored Troops. Wow, that's deep. In 1900, the family moved to Colorado, living first in Fort Collins and then in Denver, where Hattie attended Denver East High School from 1908 through 1910. And in 1908, entered a contest sponsored by the Women's Christian Temperance Union, reciting Convict Joe, later claiming she had won first place. Her brother, Sam Mcdaniel, played the butler in the 1948 Three Stooges short film called Heavenly Days. Her sister, Etta Mcdaniel, was also an actress. Okay. McDaniel was a songwriter as well as a performer. She honed her songwriting skills while working with her brother Otis McDaniel's Carnival Company, a minstrel show. McDaniel and her sister Etta Goff launched an all-female minstrel show in 1914 called the McDaniel Sisters Company. Okay. After the death of her brother Otis in 1916, the troupe began to lose money, and Hattie did not get her big break until 1920. From 1920 to 1925, she appeared with Professor George Morrison Melody Hounds, a black touring ensemble. In the mid-1920s, she embarked on a radio career, singing with the Melody Hounds on station KOA in Denver. From 1926 to 1929, she recorded many of her songs for Oka Records and Paramount Records in Chicago. Hey, Chicago, hey, Chi-Town, hey. Okay, I got to represent. McDaniel recorded 7 sections. One in the summer of 1926 on the rare Kansas City label Merit. 4 sessions in Chicago for OK. From late 1926 to late 1927, of the 10 sides recorded, only 4 were issued. And 2 sessions in Chicago for Paramount. In March 1929, Hattie was doing her thing, boy. In 1931, McDaniel moved to Los Angeles to join her brother Sam and sisters Etta and Orlena. When she could not get film work, she took jobs as a maid or cook. Sam was working on a KNX radio program, the optimistic Donut Hour, Donut Hour, and was able to get his sister a spot. Yeah, we got to look out for each other. I don't think we be doing that today, though. She performed on the radio as Hi-Hat Hattie, a bossy maid who often forgets her place. Her show became popular, but her salary is so low that she had to keep working as a maid. She made her first film appearance in The Golden West in 1932, in which she played a maid. Her second appearance came in the highly successful Mae West, I used to like Mae West, film I Ain't No Angel in 1933, in which she played one of the maids with whom West encamped. In which she played one of the maids with whom West camped it up backstage. She received several other uncredited film roles in the early 1930s, often singing in choruses. In 1934, McDaniel joined the Screen Actors Guild. She began to attract attention and landed larger film roles, which began to win her screen credits. Fox Film Corporation put her under contract to appear in The Little Colonel in 1935 with Shirley Temple. I used to like Shirley Temple movies. And Bill Bojangles Robinson and Lionel Barrymore. Judge Priest in 1934, directed by John Ford, was starring Will Rogers, was the first film in which she played a major role. She had a leading part in the film and demonstrated her singing talent, including a duet with Will Rogers. McDaniel and Rogers became friends during filming. In 1935, McDaniel had prominent roles as a slovenly maid in Alice Adams' RKO Pictures, a comic part as Jean Harlow's maid and traveling companion in China Seas MGM, McDaniel's first film with Clark Gable, and as a maid Isabella in Murder by Television with Bela Lugosi. She appeared in the 1938 film Vivacious Lady starring James Stewart and Ginger Rogers. McDaniel had a feature role as Queenie in the 1936 film Showboat, Universal Pictures, starring Alan Jones and Irene Dunn, and when she sang a verse of Can't Help Loving That Man with Dunn, Helen Morgan, and Paul Robeson in the Black Chorus. She and Robeson sang I Still Suits Me, written by the film by Kern and Hammerstein. After Showboat, she had a major role in MGM's Saratoga in 1937, starring Jean Harlow and Clark Gable. She played a couple of films with Clark Gable. The Shopworm Angel in 1938 with Marcus Sullivan, and The Mad Miss Manton in 1938. I got so much distractions going on, y'all. Let me put my phone on vibrate. She played in The Mad Miss Madden in 1938, starring Barbara Stanwyck and Henry Fonda. She had a minor role in the Carole Lombard Frederick March film Nothing Sacred in 1937, in which she played the wife of a shoeshine man, Troy Brown, masquerading as a sultan. McDaniel was a friend of many of Hollywood's most popular stars, including Joan Crawford, Tallulah Bankhead, Betty Davis, Shirley Temple, Henry Fonda, Ronald Reagan, Olivia de Havilland, and Clark Gable. She started with Olivia de Havilland and Gable in Gone with the Wind in 1939. Around this time, she accepted and for pursuing roles aggressively rather than rocking the Hollywood boat. For example, in The Little Colonel in 1935, she played one of the servants longing to return to the Old South. But her portrayal of Melina in RKO's Pictures, Alice Adams angered white Southern audiences because she stole several scenes from the film White Star, Katharine Hepburn. McDaniel ultimately became best known for playing a sassy, opinionated maid. The competition to win the part of Mammy in Gone with the Wind was almost as fierce as that for Scarlett O'Hara. First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt wrote to film producer David O. Selznick to ask that her own maid, Elizabeth McDuffie, would be given the part. Oh, she tried to cheat. McDaniel did not think she would be chosen because she had earned her reputation as a comic actress. One source claimed that Clark Gable recommended that the role be given to McDaniel. In any case, she went to her audition dressed in an authentic maid's uniform and won the part. Upon hearing of the planned film adaptation, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP, fought hard to require the film's producer and director to delete racial epithets from the movie. Quote, in particular, the offensive slur nigger, and to alter scenes that might be incendiary and that, in their view, were historically inaccurate. A particularly concern was a scene. A particular, I don't like that word. Y'all don't like particular. A particular concern was a scene from the novel in which black men attacked Scarlett O'Hara, after which the Ku Klux Klan, with its long history of provoking terror on black communities, is presented as a savior. Throughout the South, black men were being lynched based upon false allegations they had harmed white women. That attack scene was altered and some offensive language was modified, but another epithet, darky, remained in the film. And the film's message was respect. And the film's message with respect to slavery remained essentially the same. Consistent with the book, the film screenplay also referred to poor whites as white trash, and is ascribed these words equally to characters black and white. Lois Grand Theater on Peachtree Street in Atlanta, Georgia, was selected by the studio as the site for the Friday, December 15, 1939 premiere of Gone with the Wind. Studio head David O. Selznick asked that Mcdaniel be permitted to attend, but MGM advised him not to because of Georgia's segregation laws. Clark Gable threatened to boycott the Atlanta premiere unless Mcdaniel were allowed to attend, but Mcdaniel convinced him to attend anyway. Most of Atlanta's 300,000 citizens crowded the route of the 7-mile motorcade that carried the films and other stars and executives from the airport to the Georgian Terrace Hotel, where they stayed. While Jim Crow laws kept Mcdaniel from the Atlanta premiere, she did attend the film's Hollywood debut on December 28, 1939, upon Selznick's insistence. Her picture was also featured prominently in the program. The 12th Academy Award took place at the Coconut Grove restaurant of the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles. It was preceded by a banquet in the same room. Luella Parsons, an American gossip columnist, wrote about Oscar night, February 29, 1940. Hattie Mcdaniel earned that gold Oscar by her fine performance of Mammy in Gone with the Wind. If you had seen her face when she walked up to the platform and took the gold trophy, you would have had the choke. You would have had the choke in your voice that all of us had when Hattie, hair trimmed with gardenias, face alit, and dressed up to the Queen's taste, accepted the honor and one of the finest speeches ever given on the Academy floor. All right, Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, fellow members of the motion picture industry and honored guests, this is one of the happiest moments of my life. And I want to thank each one of you who had a part in selecting me for one of their awards for your kindness. It has made me feel very, very humble. And I shall always hold it as a beacon for anything that I may be able to do in the future. I sincerely hope and shall always be a credit to my race and to the motion picture industry. I'll be back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I had to change the battery out. So I'm winding down, though. Sort of, kind of. Maybe I should just do this by itself, upload it by itself, like Wednesday. That's what I might do, because it's kind of long. It's a lengthy read. But anyway, I'll figure it out. Okay. My heart is too full to tell you just how I feel. And may I say thank you and God bless you. That was part of her speech from Mcdaniel's acceptance speech, 12th Annual Academy Award, February 29, 1940. McDaniel received a plaque-style Oscar, approximately 5.5 inches. Yeah, the type awarded to all best supporting actors and actresses at that time. She and her escort were required to sit at a segregated table for two at the far wall of the room. Her white agent, William Mcdaniel, sat at the same table. Okay. The hotel had a strict no black policies, but allowed McDaniel in as a favor. Okay. The discrimination continued after the award ceremony, as well as her white co-stars went to a no blacks club, where McDaniel was also denied entry. Another black woman did not win an Oscar again for 50 years. Wow. With Whoopi Goldberg winning Best Supporting Actress for her role in Ghost. Wow. 50 years later, y'all. How about that? Weeks prior to McDaniel winning the Oscar, there was even more controversy. David Selznick, the producer of Gone with the Wind, omitted the faces of all the black actors on a poster advertising the movie in the South. None of the black cast members were allowed to attend the premiere for the movie. Gone with the Wind won 8 Academy Awards. It was later named by the American Film Institute as number 4 among the top 100 American films of all time in the 1998 ranking and number 6 in the 2007 ranking. McDaniel married Howard Hickman on January 19, 1911 in Denver, Colorado. He died in 1915. Her second husband, George Langford, died of a gunshot wound in January 1925. Soon after she married him while her career was on the rise. She married James Lloyd Crawford, a real estate salesman, on March 21st, 1941 in Tucson, Arizona. According to Donna Bogle, in his book Bright Boulevards, Bold Dreams, McDaniel happily confided to gospel columnist Hattie Hooper in 1945 that she was pregnant. McDaniel began buying baby clothes and set up a nursery at her house. Her plans were shattered when she suffered a false pregnancy and fell into a deep depression. She never had any children. She divorced Crawford in 1945. They got married in 1941. They divorced in 1945. After 4.5 years of marriage. In 1950, McDaniel suffered a heart ailment and entered Temple Hospital in semi-critical condition. She was released in October to recuperate at home, and she was cited by United Press on January 3rd, 1951 as showing slight improvement in her recovery from a mild stroke. McDaniel died of breast cancer at age 59 on October 26, 1952 in a hospital on the grounds of the Motion Picture House in Woodland Hills, California. She was survived by her brother Sam McDaniel. Thousands of mourners turned out to celebrate her life and achievements. In her will, McDaniel wrote, quote, "I desire a white casket and a white shroud, white gardenias in my hair and in my hands, together with a white gardenia blanket and a pillow of red roses. I also wish to be buried in a Hollywood cemetery." Hollywood Cemetery on Santa Monica Boulevard in Hollywood is the resting place of movie stars such as Douglas Banks and Rudolph Valentino. Its owner at the time, Jules Rolfe, refused to allow her to be buried there because at the time of McDaniel's death, the cemetery practiced racial segregation and would not accept the remains of black people for burial. Her second choice was Rosedale Cemetery, now known as Angeles Rosedale Cemetery, where she lies today. In 1999, Tyler Cassidy, the new owner of Hollywood Cemetery, renamed the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, offered to have McDaniel reinterred there. Her family did not wish to disturb her remains and declined the offer. Instead, Hollywood Forever Cemetery built a large cenotaph on the lawn overlooking this lake. It is one of Hollywood's most popular tourist attractions. McDaniel's last will and testament of December 1951 bequeathed her Oscar to Howard University, where she had been honored by the students with a luncheon after she had won her Oscar. At the time of her death, McDaniel will have had few options. Very few white institutions in that day preserved black history. Historically, black colleges had been where such artifacts were placed. Despite evidence, McDaniel had earned an excellent income as an actress. Her final estate was less than $10,000. The IRS claimed the estate owed more than $11,000 in taxes. In the end, the probate court ordered all of her property, including her Oscar, sold to pay off creditors. Wow. Ain't that something? Years later, the Oscar turned up where McDaniel wanted it to be, Howard University, where, according to reports, it was displayed in a glass case in the university's drama department. However, it appears to have gone missing from Howard in the 1960s or 70s and has never been recovered. Wow, y'all, that was a lot, but it was relevant. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I hope y'all enjoy all this information, because these are real people's lives. This is our history. You know what I'm saying? And again, we need to know about our people, where we come from, and who paved the way for a lot of things that you see today and everything. So yeah, and I love Gone with the Wind, you know, and I loved her character, you know, about her playing the maid or whatever, but I just loved her character. So anyway, I got her done. Yeah, this is our history, y'all. This is where we come from and everything, and it's good to learn about the people back there. You know what I'm saying? She is a real person, went through real things, and paved the way for a lot of people today. You get what I'm saying? So I hope y'all enjoyed this read about Hattie McDaniel, the one who played Mammy and Gone with the Wind. And on that note, I hope y'all enjoyed this read, and I hope everybody have a safe weekend, a blessed weekend, because I'm posting this up Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And on that note, I'm out. Peace, love, share some, and I'll holla. Bye, y'all.